So we'll give you a quick little intro, background, how we got to where we are, who we are, etc., and then we'll dive in for you guys. I'm Nate, obviously. Come from the Pacific Northwest. Realistically, got into online business in 2018, shortly after my daughter was born. Uh, Primarily because my mom sent me a picture of her sitting in an Easter basket, and I was working at a construction job that I absolutely hated, and I kind of realized that this wasn't going to be the last event or celebration that I missed with my daughter if I didn't make a change. So I pretty much from that moment on started going all in with business. And I wish I could tell you that it started working really fast, but I would actually end up struggling for 3 years from 2018 to the end of 2020. I essentially bought everything under the sun, tried every strategy, every business model, published 5 books worth of content on a blog, hundreds of YouTube videos, uh, and just like literally made $65 in 3 years of showing up every single day. 2021 was my breakout year. Got really focused on Facebook communities and selling a single offer as an affiliate. That's the year I did my first 6 figures, and then 2022 flipping myself partnered because we realized we were doing a lot of the similar things in business. So we actually launched a little 5-day masterclass called Group Juice at the time, which ended up changing the entire direction of both of our lives and has been a key part in helping our students make millions of dollars online, which still sounds extremely weird to say because I used to make $1,900 a month at a minimum wage job.
Boom. Good job, Nate. My name's Flip. I used to swear all the time. God got a hold of me this year, completely removed everything, the my foul mouth and all that. No judgment on anyone that still has that, just how God's worked on me. But I'll take y'all back to 2017. I was working 60 to 90 hours a week, plant supervisor at aluminum extrusion. Some of y'all probably like don't know what that is. Totally fine. You remember pushing Play-Doh through those little things and it came out like spaghetti. That's what I did with aluminum, all different kinds of shapes. Uh, I was the youngest supervisor, highest paid supervisor out of 8. Worked myself up from not knowing what it was to running the entire plant. But I missed the first 2 years with my daughter, both of them, and it didn't sit well with me. So 2017 is when I started to invest in things, even though I was like the most skeptical guy. Like I'm my old soul, old school, thought everything online was an absolute scam. I didn't even trust Amazon for the longest time. But my first couple investments did not help my mentality because I kind of got duped in a big way. So from 2017 to 2020, uh, basically paid about 40 grand to learn some hard lessons. Did learn some stuff, but I didn't see any kind of
Um,
success or
my name
income
is Chris.
when it comes to any of my investments. I'd spent 2 grand on some ads doing some affiliate marketing, made like $2 and some change. So big lesson there. Don't start with paid ads, but you can make affiliate commissions online. So I'm hard headed in everything I do. I just didn't quit. Got fired in 2020 from the job, even though I had a 2 year escape plan. COVID kind of messed things up, and I've never held my tongue if I didn't agree with something. So I got let go and I went all in 2020. Made another $10,000 investment that didn't pan out. I made 1,500 bucks back, so I was still in debt. But last 60 seconds will be the rest of my story. I sold my lawnmower, invested in one more course for 1,500 bucks, and went all in with personal branding, learning how to build a personal brand and high ticket affiliate marketing like Nate. 6 months later, I hit my first $20,000 month, $22,790. First thing I did was go buy a brand new zero turn lawnmower with headlights, cash money, because that's what us men do. We got to have the lawnmower, right? So got it back and paid off $9,000 in debt, reinvested. I did $100,000 in commissions as an affiliate 2021 and got with Nate at the end of the year. Me and him ended up dropping 50 grand on mentorship, which is where Group Juice was born, like he told y'all. And I've been at home full time more than 5 years with my wife and kids and have not missed any moments. And that's where we're at today. We do sell stuff, but we do actually care about other humans too, because we struggled a lot in the beginning, and all we want to do is show folks how we've done what we've done, no matter where you're at, no matter what phase it might be, beginner, intermediate, expert, doesn't matter. Because if two guys like me and Nate can do what we have done, we truly believe that anybody can do that. Because I still am not good at tech. Okay. Nate is the tech wizard. But it doesn't matter what it is you want to do, knowledge you've got, where you've been in life. It literally does not matter. What we've taught and continue to teach has worked really well for all kinds of people across the world. And our biggest accomplishment is all the people that we've helped because of the beginning. We didn't think anybody would listen to us, nor did we think we'd be able to do what we've done. All right. We're nobody special. We just actually care about other people and we want to make an honest living and we sleep really good at night selling what we sell and helping the people that we've helped and teaching what we teach because we don't talk about getting rich quick. We don't tell you you're going to make 50 grand in 90 days or you got to work 2 hours a day. None of that. We're the complete opposite of most of the people that you see online trying to get you to buy something to resell it or to buy something so you can make quick money. Will tell you that that's a lie. And if that turns you off, then we'll give you 30 seconds so you can leave the Zoom room because you won't like anything that we have to say. If no one leaves, I guess y'all are good with that. But I'm Flip Moss. Glad y'all are here.
Master Moss. Heck yeah. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
We do have a little bit of a doc for you guys. We'll try to run through it without being super long-winded. We can talk underwater. So,
The doc is there for you guys. If y'all want to jump the gun and go through it, you absolutely can. We are very transparent, have nothing to hide, but we're going to tell y'all exactly how to take an idea to income, how we have just recently done it, the most recent, as well as how we did it in the beginning. What we're going to teach y'all today is evolved and adapted to match the marketplace, but we've been doing this exact thing with all of our offers, both affiliate, both our own digital services, consulting, coaching, as an, just online entrepreneur. This is how we've absolutely done everything for the 5 years that we've been doing it. All right.
so idea to income in a week, how we took a simple idea to cash in 7 days, how to do it even faster with AI. Now, full transparency, we are not your AI gurus or your tech bros who are going to give you 7,000 prompts. And uh, realistically, we were against AI for a very long time. Honestly, never even logged into AI or ChatGPT until about March. Um, but we've been using it for a lot of parts in our business as of now, and we've built fully customized tools for our clients. And the reason that we actually did this is because one of our main programs got way too big, way too convoluted, way too much information. So we've basically packaged our knowledge and all of our frameworks and templates and strategies we've built over the years into highly customized built tools that give everybody personalized implementation from content to offers to conversations and everything in between. And that's kind of what we'll be covering today. But I do want to say we're not switching to AI because it's trending or because it's hot or anything like that. And it's not really anything different from what we've been doing for years, right? That's a huge misconception. We had somebody ask us this the other day. We've been doing same four principles in business, just refining those and adapting, like Flip just mentioned, making them better, refining and tweaking and testing different things, and then bringing that data back to you, awesome people, so that way you guys can learn from our mistakes, our lessons, and our wins.
100%. And last thing, y'all don't have to buy anything, but we are going to share an offer. What we're going to cover today, if you follow these steps with like imperfect action, it will be so beneficial to you, even if you don't have us help you do it. Okay. We've had so many, I'm talking like probably hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people get results from what we give away for free. All right. But those individuals are motivated and go out and do things. All right. So again, really appreciate y'all coming to hang out with us, and we really hope that we make good use of your time with us. So we've done this for more than 5 years. All the proof of concept that, you could want to see. We hate sharing our own results. It still makes us cringe to this day. But we were told by our mentor that if we don't share those things, then we're not going to be able to show other people what's possible for them. Because when I tell y'all, like I'm just a country bumpkin living in a small town. One of my buddies here, also a private client, lives like 15 minutes from me. He's on vacation right now, but we live in a very small town with a bunch of small-minded people, and he is living proof on this call of what can happen in 6 to 12 months. He's doing right now $4,000 to $5,000 with TikTok. Okay, started from absolute zero. All right, so if you're a creator, a coach, a solopreneur, or an affiliate, or a brand new beginner who's just looking for something that works and you don't want to waste a bunch of time and you're willing to put in 6 to 12 months to build something that will unlock freedoms that you've never experienced, this is going to be for you guys. So the simple path that we've used to do this is build offers. And now with how we've built things, you can build an offer in literally minutes. All right. It'll create content for you that matches who you are. And it can bring in leads, grow your following, and really help you get, authority and become a leader, even if you don't feel like you can. And you'll be able to sell without sales calls. Me and Nate did the sales calls thing for a long time, and they work. But they'll get tiresome after you're doing 50 calls a week to try and sell something. So for the last few years, since 2022, Nate and I haven't gotten on a sales call to sell anything. And I'm talking deals anywhere from $10 all the way up to $14,000. Yes, people do spend that kind of money. Me and Nate dropped 50 grand on mentorship for 12 months. It's a real thing, and I never thought I would say that. And then lastly, you can generate 500 to $10,000 weeks without funnels, ads, or just overwhelm and burnout. All right. And I say 500 because we've had people come in and do that. That's very realistic. And just about 2 weeks ago, me and Nate did over 10 grand in a week. Now, this is also hard to say, but Nate and I have also had multiple days, like in a 24-hour period, where we've collected more than $10,000 cash. That's also a real thing. It is possible, but not from a standpoint of doing nothing and working 2 hours a day, okay, and not doing work. All right. But now with how we've built things and this new thing, this offer, how we're explaining it to you guys today, what we've done is made things faster and easier and smarter that removes the guesswork that keeps a lot of people stuck. And we say that after working with thousands of customers and clients. Biggest things that hold people up are the overwhelm, not knowing what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. All right. So things are different now because of what we've built with the AI accelerator. All right.
Now, even though that does make me cringe, some of the results first 30 days, okay? So some proof of concept for you because I know everybody likes the screenshots. Um, we're not here to promise anybody that you're going to be able to push a button and make a ton of money. Okay, you'll never hear that from us. But I do want to put proof of concept behind it and put our money where our mouth is. We 100% do make money. We make sales. We've been making sales for years, very consistently. Even though we're not the flashiest people, we don't have the biggest followings. We don't regularly go viral. There's people with way bigger audiences than us in the same space, and we consistently still make money. So, some recent proof of concept, as you can see, AI assisted accelerator, uh, all throughout this Stripe. Okay, 5K a day, 10K a week. You know, so again, don't necessarily like including a ton of screenshots. It's just and the reason for that is because the most of the online business building space is just all money screenshots. That's all they do. No context. I made all this money today. Grab this thing and you can make it too, which is real, right? I believe in online business 100% through and through. But I think the biggest problem is the way that online business gets marketed because then it creates these unrealistic expectations in people and then they never get results. And me and Flip genuinely want you guys to win And that's what kept me stuck for 3 years was these very bad expectations,
Yeah.
right? So who this is for? You've earned under $5,000 online. You're overwhelmed with options and noise. You don't know what to focus on. You want something simple that actually works. So those are everybody that we would bucket into like the beginner phase, or the veteran. You're already making 5K plus per month, but stuck in launch loops or glued to Zoom. You're burnt out from over delivering and still starting each month at zero. You want more margin, predictability, and a business that fits your life. Um, Realistically, we can help anybody at all sorts of different levels of business. We've had this happen in our business in the past where like you can't necessarily help me because I'm a brand new beginner. You got to remember we were beginners at one point, but we can also help people who are already further along in business who just want more time back. Okay. In our business and what we teach isn't specific to just reselling or promoting products as an affiliate. We work with a mixed bag of clients. We have people who run Amazon businesses who do 6 figures a month. We have relationship coaches. We have grief mentors. We have people who sell content as a service. And then we have people who are affiliates. Okay. Nothing we teach or give you guys is purely just to show you guys how to promote our product. Realistically, that's what a lot of the market does, and we don't do that. The vast majority of the awards that we've shipped out to clients for crossing $10,000 profit, $100,000 profit, which I think there's about $4 million in tracked awards at this point. I think two of them are purely for promoting our products as an affiliate, and both of them already have 7 figure businesses, and technically both of them are our mentors. Um, so just making it crystal clear that we're not here to just show you how to sell our stuff, um, because that's
And
not what we get fulfillment from.
what I think is cool about those two, it was Jacob Karras and Jamie Gardner. When they saw what we had built, they were so excited to share it with their audiences that they had built over years because they saw the power in it. So I think that's really cool, and it says a lot about what we've built and how we built it because they wanted to share it with their audience. And a lot of people, jumped in, bought, and went on to do some really cool things. So if all this sounds good, how I want you guys to look at this, because me and Nate are going to try and cover cover these couple sections, and how I want y'all to look at it is from a 30,000 foot overview, and we're going to try and make it like dumb simple. Okay. Now, again, y'all can do this on your own if you're that motivated person, or you can have us help you, which we'll talk about later. All right. So before this, a couple wins. Y'all can read the screen. Y'all have the doc. These are some things that people told us as they were going through it. These are the beta testers. Okay. A recent win, someone got their 90-day plan, and they're on day 45. They've already made over $8,000, which I think is pretty awesome. But you can see what the folks have said here. We've got beginners that came in to use it, and then we've got folks that have been in business for 15 plus years, and have already done hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And they said, man, the first thing I got from you guys was worth the price of admission. So these are just some real folks that gave us some true feedback, which is why we did the beta launch, right? So there's that last one. They're on day 45, and following has doubled, over 400,000 views. Group growth is up 20%, and they brought in 8 grand since they started it, and only 45 days into it. So here's what we used to do and why it worked. Before we had AI, like me and Nate, again, we were doing these things before AI was cool. All right. And we saw how people were using AI, which turned us off from it. So we saw a gap there because most folks use AI incorrectly. It's not meant to do everything for you. It's meant to enhance everything that you are doing. All right. So before we had AI, we had this little four-phase strategy. This is what took me and Nate to our first 100,000 and to our first million. And I want to say we might have crossed 2 million in revenue. I'm not 100% sure. But number one is attention. Attract the right people with scroll stopping content. Some of y'all might be thinking, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I promise. Because I was that same guy. Nobody's gonna listen to me. I don't know enough. I'm green behind the ears and I just can't do it. I thought the same thing until I started sharing messy, terrible content. People actually wanted to hear what I had to say. Number two is indoctrination. This is where you turn your audience, your group into a belief shifting machine. All right. Like think about something in the real world, like outside of business, where you had a perspective shift because you saw someone else do a thing. That's what we're talking about there. Right. So many folks are like, I'm in my 50s, I can't make money online. We've got multiple clients that are 50 and above that are just crushing it. Right. And then we've had absolute beginners come in and shoot the lights out. So indoctrination is just you sharing your story and your lessons from life and business to where you inspire, motivate, educate other people so they can see themselves in what you're doing. All right. Number three, conversion. This is where the money comes from. All right. Close sales, sell products, sell services, right? Whatever that might look like for you, but through content and conversations, not sales calls, not ads. All right. All of us can run ads for free and not have to pay for them, which is where the content comes in. A simple 5-second video, a picture. These are all things that all of us have at our fingertips, but most people are sleeping on. And then lastly, retention and ascension. Me and Nate, we sold a lot of things in the beginning. And let's say we sold to 100 people. There were like 5 to 10 people that we really, really wanted to work with more closely because we saw the same hunger in them that we had. Those are the people that have went on to do hundreds of thousands of dollars because we saw ourselves in them. So we felt it was appropriate, like, hey, we want to help you and work with you more closely. Here's what that looks like. All right. So this is how you keep clients, right? We've had folks that have been working with us for years and they don't want to leave. So keep clients, grow your LTV, which is lifetime value, and stack MRR, which is monthly recurring. Like if you could get to a point where you got three, five, $10,000 coming in on the first every month, how different would that change your life? Bills paid, a little extra, go eat that shrimp, get that seafood bowl, take that vacation. That's where the retention and ascension comes in. And it worked really well. All right. That's where 7 million plus come from between Nate and our students and clients. All right. And this is kind of crazy and one of those things that me and Nate hate sharing. But when we average up, our daily income, there are some days where we don't make anything, but we make up for it on other days. But if we averaged out everything, it's almost $1,700 a day in sales for over 1,000 days. All right. And 200, 200 followers doesn't seem like a lot. And most people are like, oh, I don't have a big audience. You don't need a big audience to make a full-time income. That's a common misconception because someone told us the other day on a call, on our private coaching call, it's like, I've got 200 people in my new group, but it's 10 times better than the big group I had because these 200 people are engaged and there because we all share the same values. So we got people with followers only 200, but they're hitting 5K months, right? And then zero sales calls, zero ads, and there is 97 steps to take. Okay.
Yeah, so let's break it down. So, again, kind of setting the scene with the four phases because we want to be crystal clear. Everything that we're doing with AI is just those same four phases. We've been using the same four phases in business. So, phase one, the attention, powered by the attention architect. This is one of the custom GPTs that we built for clients. Old problem, overthinking what to post, attracting the wrong people, getting no engagement. The fix, use the attention architect to turn your offer into scroll stopping content, right? Converting hooks, high converting hooks and post formats, build attention and leads to DMs and sales. The entire goal of the AI Accelerator is to literally remove any questions. any limiting beliefs, any second guessing. Um, I don't know what to post. I did a video on this last week. It's like I literally had it give me a content plan and write me an offer for knitting sweaters for cats. Obviously, that's not a real offer, but I'll use the most obscure example that I could think of. And it gave me a sellable offer document and a content plan to promote it. And they are all trained on proven tactics, templates, strategies that we've used for years. All of our content, all of our resources, I think I uploaded hundreds and hundreds of our own posts that have made sales into this one GPT. Um, so some of the client wins that we've already seen, viral content on two platforms, 100 plus leads in 24 hours, building an audience of buyers, not lurkers. This is a big lesson that a lot of you guys can actually pick up. Um, Building an audience of people that are actually interested in working with you, not just following you, not just, having 100,000 followers for the sake of having 100,000 followers. Um, this is how we have literally probably outperformed a lot of people in our market with smaller audiences because we're very targeted. For a long time, we have used the term antiviral content, and that is realistically prioritizing creating content with a right message instead of, super clickbait stuff or bait and switching people into something else. And the reason for that is when it does go viral, because it still can, it's for the right reasons. It's for the right intention. So that actually translates to money in your business, not just views. And I know that's a very popular angle right now is like make all this money just posting content on Facebook, which is great and all. But for the vast majority of people, it's going to be very hard to maintain, especially the more saturated that it gets and Facebook gets tired of paying all these creators tens of thousands of dollars. They're going to be like, "Hey, we're just going to like chop how much we pay you guys down by like 80%," which is what they do. Okay. So like,
We've watched it happen with multiple platforms where folks went hard on that. And not just with platforms like Nate's talking about, which will make a lot more sense on this next section too. But we've seen people that just jump from thing to thing and they do really well, when they're doing that because that thing is hot. But then once it dies, and we've literally seen this happen like dozens and dozens of times, the thing that's hot dies, they have to start over versus Nate and I have done the exact same thing since 2020, right? And it's continued to work, and we've just made it better and evolved and adapted. And the client results just continue to be on an upward tick, which is great. But
it's a very popular strategy in online business.
it really is.
Riding the roller coaster. I mean, look at this month alone. Some of you guys won't know this if you're not in the online business space, which is going to sound really ironic because I'm wearing a t-shirt from them right now. Um, is riding the waves of attention, right? I'm going to promote Alex Hermosi's new book because I'm going to get all these leads. I'm going to promote Offer Lab because I'm going to get all these leads. And a lot of the bigger players in the market, even if you look at their own business, like big people who've made a lot of money, they literally ride the roller coaster of attention, which works. It's fine, but that's just not necessarily the game that we like to play. If I'm being honest, and I don't think it works for people who are newer in business. Like we can't play the same game as, the big people that you're probably following in the space because they're going to dominate the vast majority of the attention, right? You're going to be left fighting thousands of other people for the scraps, right? Because they're going to pull in the market of the lead flow. Because especially in the online business building space, it is big, but it's also very small. Okay.
100%.
So why this works, you don't need to go viral. You need relevant eyeballs. This tool turns your feed into a magnet for the right kind of people. Okay. And to give you context, like Flip was talking about, we've celebrated $10,000 days. One of those first $10,000 days we ever had was out of a Facebook group of 48 people. So just to give you context, like
Yeah.
people attention and followers and growth only matters if it's for the right reasons. So
Phase two, like me and Nate love how we do things because we don't have to, what's the best way I can put this without being ugly? told y'all God working on me this year, so I be catching myself and the Holy Spirit be checking me all the time. Me and Nate love what we do because of how we do it, and we don't sacrifice integrity or ethics. And it really grinds our gears when we see other people doing this just to make a dollar, right? And the indoctrination, like this has got like so many different meanings. And this is powered by the nurture engine that we created, plus the clarity engine. All right. So like the old problem, which is still a big problem now, is people watch, but they don't trust, right? People don't know who to trust these days because of how much BS is out there. That's just given. And those of us that have integrity and ethics, we suffer because of it. So content feels generic or scattered or just all over the place. And you're kind of stuck wondering what your thing is because you don't know who to trust and what to do or how to go about doing it. And the fix when it comes to the Clarity Engine, again, we did this without AI and we've made it better and easier with AI, is you get to nail like who you are and your niche. Like you are the
Yeah.
product at any given time. Everybody says, oh, niche down. Oh, you need to figure out your niche or niche or whatever you want to call it. Everybody says it different. Yeah, only post content about one thing. When you post content about one thing, right? Like having a one niche, however you want to say it. When you have like one thing that you do all the time, you are cutting yourself short because you're not showing people who you are. All right. Now, when you find your brand voice paired with the positioning, like I could tell you guys right now, like, hey, put something in the comment that you know about me that has nothing to do with business. All of y'all that have been following for any amount of time would be able to tell me multiple things probably. And that's because me and Nate, we don't niche down or shrink ourselves down to play in one place. We don't believe that you should do that. And the last thing that it fixes is like you get clear on who you're for and who you're not. Like me and Nate have no problem saying, hey, if you're thinking you're going to get rich quick, or you only want to work 1 hour a day and make 10,000 a month, like don't buy our stuff. Our marketing message since we took this serious has been the same and has not changed for over 5 years, which is don't buy any of our stuff if you're not going to put 6 to 12 months into it, because you're going to be very upset when you don't get those results without that duration of effort. Okay. So we use the nurture engine to believe, we build belief-based content that connects with people, right? That's the name of the game. We want to create and show up to where people can see themselves in us. We want to share the failures, the ugly stuff, the hard stuff, because we know if people stick around while we're sharing the bad, we know that they're going to be more likely to relate based on where they are because we've already been there. All right. Everybody says, "Oh, don't share the hard stuff. Don't talk about the work. Don't talk about the investment. Don't talk about the failures." That's the stuff that makes people realize like, "Oh, this guy's already been exactly where I'm at." Right? Or Charlene's already talking about the things that I'm coming into, right? So we want to share those things and build that belief-based content that connects with people on a deep level, relationship over revenue. And we can turn our stories into assets that actually produce income because people are buying into us before they buy into anything that we're selling. That's where Nate and I try to differentiate ourselves from all the other noise that's out there. And you can have it right, nurture sequences that warm up your audience fast to connect in a way that you might struggle to do so. Client wins from this particular GBT is folks that have created a month worth of content in 20 minutes. It's like, oh, I don't have to look at my computer or stare at my phone or scroll mindlessly trying to find an idea or a topic to cover. Because the way we've set this up is it gets to know you and who you really are because of what you give it, which we've got 70 questions for you to answer, right? That way it knows who you are, it knows your story, it knows how you think, it knows all of the things about you, and it helps you put these into easy to post things that are ready to go. Another win is clients reporting DM saying, "Hey, like, I feel like you're in my head." That's how you know when you're really connecting with folks on a deep level. It's like, man, you just met me where I was at in my thoughts. Like that's me. And they've been able to build trust without, going live for 8 hours a day or, just staying visible 24/7. In other words, they're not glued to their phone or their computer. And that's what we don't want, right? We want to build a business and we become a business owner or an entrepreneur so that we can enjoy more things in life. Nate kind of hit on it earlier, before we dove in. It's like we're not these Lambo bro marketers. Like we're both girl dads. Like I'm a husband. I'm active outside of work, right? And we're not rich with money. We're not millionaires, not yet. But we're rich with the time that we have to spend it how we want. And to me, that is priceless.
We could say we're millionaires because we've done a couple $1 million online, but
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
hey, I digress. Why this works: belief creates buyers. This combo shifts your audience from cold to ready without extra content. Uh, the biggest lesson that you guys can learn from the nurture engine is creating depth in your audience. I think this is a really, this is going to sound backwards because this is about AI, but I do think this is going to be a very this without this is going to be very hard to maintain business over the next 5 to 10 years. Um, if I'm being honest, I think it's going to be a mandatory thing that we all have very deep nurturing processes, very deep beliefs, culture, personal driven content. Because let's be real, as AI gets better, and the immediate thought from our audience is this real? Is this video real? Is this, there's going to be this blanket distrust in the market, and you can combat that by, very deep stories, very deep value, actual giving people stuff. Like look anybody that's not a paid client, look in our free group. Look how much stuff there is in the free group. I'm not saying that to be like there's just more stuff in there. No, like you guys could literally go in and set up your business and start creating content, start making sales, and it's literally free. That's on purpose. Because if you guys go start winning from our free information, it just makes sense like, oh, they already helped me. Now I can now actually want to work with them because they actually helped me,
Yeah.
right? So I don't think this the further and further we get into online business, I think a very deep nurturing process is going to be crucial for long-term success.
And
So
it's not as hard as people make it out to be. Like Nate just said, we want to make it easy for folks to do business with us by becoming a person of value. If you win with our free stuff, like there's paid clients in this room right now. Ask them how much better it is on the paid side when most of them started with our free stuff.
phase three, this is the part that everybody loves to get to, the conversions where you make money. A lot of people want to skip to this step without any other foundations or any other things in place. Um, so old problem, leads ghost you, sales conversations drag out, your offer isn't clear or converting, or you don't have an offer. Contrary to what a lot of the market will tell you, we do not believe that an affiliate link or a license to resell a product is an offer. Because if you do it like that, you are going to get buried in a sea of people doing the exact same thing as you in the exact same way with the same content, same messaging, and you're competing, right? That is when saturation exists, in my opinion. So you need to have something unique to you, right? Very easy to do on top of affiliate products or, licenses to other products. Like literally, that's how we came up with Group Juice Strategies. Was we sold an affiliate product and ran a little private community where we were covering our own unique strategies. And then when it started working really well for us and clients, it's like, hey, maybe we should run a little 5 day event on this, teaching the process, right? So I don't think it's a big misconception, in our opinion, that your affiliate link is an offer, which I know is what you're told a lot of the times, which it can work, but we need to create that distinction between you and everybody else selling the same thing. Go like, and I'll give you context. Any of you guys that are in the online business building space, Look at the people who are killing it with the affiliate products that you want to promote. What are they doing? They're giving away their own stuff, their own tools, their own resources, their own bonuses, their own master classes, because they're making the audience seek them out for their things and the thing that the affiliate thing that they want. Look at what everybody's doing with like Offer Lab or Alex Hormozzi's book right now. It's not just get the book. No, it's like you get the book and A, B, C, D, E, F, G for me for free. It's not just grab my affiliate link, right? Which is a big thing in the beginner space is they'll say that. Like it's all good. Just get this link, send it to your audience, you make all this money. Can make some money, but if you want to get to the point where you have people coming to you for your process, your plan, and you alone, then we have to look at packaging a unique offer to you, which doesn't have to be crazy, mind you. I know that sounds intimidating, but it doesn't have to be these crazy things. Okay, like I'll give you guys a real time example. We had somebody pay us $1,000 for 8 weeks of mentorship, and the number one thing that they wanted to work on us with was, can you show me how to post a TikTok video? That was the first thing that they wanted us to teach them. So if anybody in this room knows how to post a TikTok, you have something that you could give away for value, right? Could be a three-part process on top of whatever you're selling that shows them how to grow their first 30 followers, their first 100 followers, something that you've actually done. So I won't rant on that, but that's just a personal opinion. The fix, use the conversion catalyst to write mini sales pages like this document in minutes, write offer documents. Again, we've closed over 4,000 sales with Google Docs. That's our main mechanism for sales. Like if you guys actually saw the landing pages that are converting sales, there's no context on them because we lean on Google Docs. Okay. Write CTAs, soft follow-up messages. This actual GPT is trained on dozens and dozens and dozens of actual sales conversations, scripts, scenarios. It's also built to just give you guys offers, right? You take your information that you fed it, and it will literally just write an offer for you. I actually did a video last week, or I think it was on Sunday, actually. I wrote a client's offer, an entire launch plan, free training outline, and 50 topics for content. It took me less than 45 minutes start to finish. And I recorded the entire process in real time. So handle objections before they come up. Um, the thing I will say about the sales process is with the other pillars in place, sales happen very easily. Like we don't pressure, there is no pressure on our end. We're not twisting people's arms to buy. We're not going to try to convince you to buy our product or see value in our product. Um, and we usually don't have to. A lot of the times we get messages from people like, hey, just watch that thing. Can you send me the link to buy? And that's because we go very heavy on the other pillars in business. Um, some client wins for sales within hours of using the tool, closed 9.6K in deals in 4 days. I think it was actually more like 2 or 3 days, but I digress. DM sales with zero pressure or calls. Again, it's nothing new from what we've been doing for years. Why this works? Selling doesn't have to be weird. This tool lets you pitch like a pro without feeling like one. Uh, Again, I think a lot of people have a bad relationship with sales because of sales experiences we've all had.
Yeah.
We've all been in that on that other side of it. And it's
How,
very popular in the online space. Like we've heard horror stories. We could literally share horror stories from a lot of people that we don't because we're not like it doesn't matter, but we'll never teach people to do that.
Yeah, we hate it too. So before I jump into phase four, I want to see if everyone's awake. Is this being helpful for your brain, and are you getting stuff out of this? Yes or no? You can tell us like Flip, Nate, y'all suck. We're totally cool with that. Um, and last question, have you been pitched something online in a way that just made you angry, or you couldn't believe how they tried to pitch you? Like you just had a bad experience with someone trying to sell you something. Like no way.
During 25 days work with me.
There will be a replay, Mary. and we're going to do a Q&A in just a minute. We've only got a few more minutes. We're trying to keep everything broke down deep. Um, but yeah, I was just curious if anyone had a bad experience of being sold to, and you're like, I hate that, didn't make you feel good, turned you off. You might even have been interested in what they were selling, but how they decided to sell to you. Like Nate said, we have a bunch of horror stories that we've heard from people, but lost 4 grand. Yeah, I I feel you. I feel you 100%. Um, I just wanted to see and make sure you guys were awake and this was actually being helpful. So we'll hit phase 4 now. Now, most of you, like I said earlier, like if you notice the money making piece isn't the first piece. This is where most people get it wrong. And phase 4 isn't going to be important to you until you get the first couple of pieces. Like, so don't just take what I say with a grain of salt. If you're not there, don't worry, because you will get to this point, at some point in your journey. This is all about like retention and ascension. And again, the whole tool is the ascension architect. All right. Old problem. There's so many people, even to this day, that they're so focused on making a one-time sale, right? They want to get a customer to make a sale versus me and Nate. We want to make a sale to gain a customer because that's when the relationship really starts to build. Has anyone ever told you the work really starts after the investment and the relationship becomes stronger and deeper after the investment? Totally true. All right. Totally true. So the old problem is one-time buyers. People make a sale, they might make 100 sales this month. They're all pumped up because they brought in so much money, and then they have no way to retain that or even a process to repeat it. All right. So no upsell or path or back end. They don't have a way to keep that customer to where they can continue to increase their income. All right. Like we've had folks buy stuff from us for $10 and they're like, hey, we want more. How can we work with you guys closer? Some of them are in this room that have worked with us for years, like I said earlier. And the thing that I think is really, really messing people up is they have to start over every month trying to figure out how can I make sales? That's where they start the month. All right, what do I got to do this week? What do I got to do? It's the first of the month. What do I need to do to bring in an income? All right, they got to start over, which sucks. All right, and the fix is the Ascension Architect. And that's having a path for folks to take, not only to make a sale and gain a customer, but to really solve a problem for your customers to the point they're like, this was awesome. I need to buy something else. I need to be closer to them. I need to work closely with them. Right? How can I do that? So we try and put paths in place that people can come in, get good free information that helps solve problems and get quick wins, and then make it easy for them to come to the next place where they get something that's cheap or something even expensive. Some people do that. Some folks have come into the free group, saw our free stuff, and was like, hey, I want to work for y'all for the next 6 months. How much does it cost? Where do I pay? It's really cool when you have things set up the way that we've built them. So structuring your next step offers. Most people don't have this because they're so focused on getting a customer to make a sale, right? So we show you, you learn, you're able to do this for yourself to structure next step offers without having to think really hard. And then what this does is it extends the LTV lifetime value without needing new leads daily. Like most people have audiences, whether they're small or big, and it's just people need to see the right thing and have the right path in order to get there, right? We've made it our mission to make it easy for folks to do that. All right, and a couple client wins uh to hit really quick. Turned one win into 27K in 45 days. Built repeat buyers off of one single training that took less than an hour. And then also added monthly recurring revenue without the tech or the funnels or the headaches that tech brings. All right. And why this works is it's easier to sell to a buyer than chase or acquire new leads. Attention is important, which is why we have the attention architect. But It's much, much easier to sell to someone who's already invested and knows what you do and how you do it and what your process looks like. And even 10 times better when they understand the plan, which is why we give away so much for free. We want folks to understand and see what we're all about long before they buy. Because me and Nate, we don't twist people's arms. We don't force them. We don't tell them to sell their car or go out and put a mortgage on their house. We help them win first. That way it's easy for them to come and work with us because they're already winning, bringing in some money, and they love it that way. And some folks want to skip and speed up the process, so they jump in to work with us closely. All right. So this tool can help you turn like one sale into many. And the other tools help you get the leads flowing so that you can make that happen. All right. So that's that's the thing in a nutshell. You got to have a way to get attention. You got to have a way to indoctrinate your people. You've got to have a way for them to convert, aka need to be easy for people to buy from you. And then lastly, you need to have a way for folks to continue to work with you, to be lifelong customers. Like we were just in Carolina uh about 2 weeks ago hanging out with our private clients in person, and it was the best time ever. Right? It was absolutely awesome. Right? So
Yeah, and this part isn't really covered a lot in a lot of the online business landscape, but it absolutely changes everything about how you show up. It makes your content better. It makes running your business smoother. It makes who you sell to better because you're not constantly in this desperate state of I need to make sales, which is what a lot of the market does. It's like very high volume, sell a ebook 7,500 times a month to try to make money with no retention strategies, no long-term client strategies.
yeah,
Um, like we do the opposite of what a lot of the market does in that perspective. Like we don't in any capacity, we don't sell you on the pretense of like trying to ghost you. And it will be fully transparent about that. Like we want to work with people for a long time. We want you to pay us for a long fucking time, right? So we can work with you. We can get to know you. We can go on vacation with you. We can hang out. We can get like, you know,
we
actually
grow with
work
them.
with you, impact you on a very deep level.
Yeah,
Um, that's what we find fulfillment in. But I do think this is a piece in business that changes everything. Um,
100%.
and you can do it without being. I know a lot of people have their a bad taste in their mouth around Ascension because there was a very popular program for a very long time that kind of hid the fact that they were ascending you to something else. Um, you can do this without being uh, shady. Be upfront about it. Like and you can also do, multi-tiered offers or selling proximity or there's so many different ways you can do it, which again, it's probably not even a thing that a lot of people have to worry about yet, but I will say it will change everything about the way you operate your business.
It
Um,
will. It will.
so
Now, we really hope that this breakdown was good. And here's some of the biggest mistakes, and then I'm going to share the announcement with you guys, and then we'll go to Q&A. Is that cool with everybody? Let me know in the chat. Make sure you're still awake. Because before y'all go, we want to, because y'all are here, we want to share it with you guys first. All right. So, really quick, here's some of the biggest mistakes that keeps people stuck, including what kept me and Nate stuck for 3 years for each of us. So 6 years of being stuck between Nate and I. Trying to do everything all at once. You definitely need a system, not more stuff. Okay. You need a way to execute, and you need to have a plan to execute. Copying other people's content. If it doesn't match your voice, your brand, your style, your personality, it's not going to work. Waiting until you see or get to the perfect time, progress is way better than trying to make it perfect, right? Done is better than perfect. Clarity comes from doing. All right. So selling too early or too hard, right? That's the stuff that people just they don't get down with it, right? They're selling way too early, long before they've built any goodwill or trust, or they're not known by their audience, right? This is why we get folks to start with content first. Same thing that we've told many, many, many clients. Hey, let's focus on content this month and build our audience out, right? And then we get to the point of monetization. So you need belief first, and then buyers follow from that. And then using tools without strategy. Folks will get this software, this tool, even ChatGPT or some other AI or this funnel builder, and the tool or the software is only as smart as the system that it is built on. And this is all the things that we are have fixed with the AI accelerator and how to use this yourself fast without being the smartest person in the room. How to use all of this stuff yourself is easier than you might think. Like we've had folks come into it and they're like, "Well, I've used this and I've tried ChatGPT, but I can't get it to give me what I want." We'll show you how to basically clone yourself and increase your production, even if you feel like you absolutely suck at tech. All right. So we'll have you start with the clarity engine, find your offer and your voice, plugs you into the attention architect next, where you can start attracting the right people, building your audience, getting folks to actually follow and listen to you. And then comes the nurture engine, which is where you can build connection, build the relationship on a deeper level, which builds trust. Use the conversion catalyst to close sales, clean and simple, without headaches, sales calls, running ads, right? Or, being a spammy salesman. And then we extend it all and build upon it with the Ascension Architect. All right. And that's what kind of keeps your income coming to where you don't have to start at zero. Now, the announcement that we're going to make, we've already had a bunch of people jump into this. And one of the veterans that jumped into it, um, it it just blows my mind of what he said because hear me when I say this, if you haven't heard nothing I said. This person joined our group to pitch his service to us. All right. He only joined our group. All right. What ended up happening is he saw our model and how we were teaching and our strategy, and he decided he wasn't going to sell to us. He wanted to become a client because he saw that our model was better than his. And this person's been in business online for over 15 years. All right. So as a part of the AI accelerator and our full system, custom GBTs trained on $7 million plus is they're not templates. Okay. We're not just going to throw you to the wolves and say, hey, use these templates. No, it's, it's built and tuned to simplify your offers, even if you don't have one, build real content that matches you, building a real personal brand, sell without feeling terrible, not being able to sleep at night, and grow a business that you actually like so you can get to the point of sitting on your back deck every day and not having to go clock in. All right. So, and we're very transparent on everything. We launched this as a beta test for $1,000 on August. Um, let's see, it's going to go up, but we launched this about 6 weeks ago, I think it is, Nate. And a lot of people have jumped on it. Now, until the 22nd at 8 p.m., you can work with us for 6 months, meaning you actually come into our private thread, get on calls with us every week. You also get one-on-one time to kick things off, and we'll walk you through everything. Plus, you get this system. All right. We use it every day ourselves. Our clients have been using it. You've already seen everything. And we want this to help the right people that want to work with us for the next 6 months, right? And you come in, you keep all the tools, even if you don't decide to stick around after 6 months, you keep all the tools because we can't take that from you. And whatever you got, if you want to part ways, cool. But our goal is to help you so much that you want to stick around. But we are going to take this from 1,000 to 2,000 on August the 22nd. Okay. And just to throw this out there, because I know there's going to be questions. Can I get it for less than 1,000? Do you have payment plans? Yes, we do. We have multiple financing options, but I'm going to tell you something that most people that sell stuff won't tell you. Do not buy this if you're not going to show up and do the work. That is the worst thing that me and Nate, it's our biggest pet peeve. Okay. But if you're ready to have me and Nate help you and you get supported by another large group of entrepreneurs who are all across the world, different walks of life, different age groups, different businesses, and that become your online family, then I will encourage you to jump in at the 1,000. We're only going to hold it open for $1,000 until August 22nd. All right. Now, if you want the doc with the full breakdown, because we do everything with Google Docs, we can send that to you. But you're going to need to either comment, I'm ready, which I saw someone say that. Just say, I'm ready. We'll send you the doc overview, breaks everything down in even more detail than we did today. And it's got the payment link on there where you can either do a full pay at 1,000, or you can take one of the financing options, like whatever is makes the most sense to you, because we don't want anyone to put themselves in a bind, but we want folks that we can work with, build a relationship with, grow with them, and help them build a business the way that we have. All right. So grab it before it goes up to 2 grand in exactly 7 days, because we are going to take the price to 2 grand because we've been told that we're really stupid for having it this cheap. All right.
And I will say too, like if this would put you in a super hard financial position, don't
Don't do it.
purchase. Don't purchase. Don't buy it. Don't. We're not gonna like get mad at you or anything like that. We're still here to help you however we possibly can. Um, if it's super out of your budget, then that's completely fine. And again, we're not here to twist arms. We're not here to, you know, ghost you if you don't purchase or anything like that. But like Flip said, if you come into it not wanting to work or there's already that financial pressure, what we've seen happen a lot is it changes the way that you end up showing up. So a lot of the stuff you get involved in doesn't work anyways. So
Very
um,
true.
just full transparency.